welcome to my workshop. So this is my sanctuary, and because it's my 20th year in business this year, I thought it might be nice to invite you into my realm, where all the magic happens at my forge, and I'm going to just light it up. All right. So, a little bit of workshop tour. So this is the main part of my workshop, and like I said before, it's where the magic happens. And old school forge, I love lighting it with wood and paper, and bosh, we have fire. Really, really lucky because it's the most warmest place to be right now. And pretty much everything in here, like the forge and stuff, I made myself. So over here, the anvil. So this one I've had for over 20 years. And I love this one. And all the little chips, all the little bits, and most importantly, my hammer. I'm like Thor, I do not let anybody else use this really. So it's my favourite magic hammer. And then I suppose around here is a table of construction. I normally put my big ideas up there or in a little notepad. And I'm currently working on, because my students have inspired me to do so, my first sword. I've never really needed to do a sword before, but I thought it was about time, because I do Tai Chi sword. So I'm making a little bat hilt at the moment, and it's going to have carved into it a little bat nose in the shape of a hearty type thing, and the bone handle. So yes, a few more days this will be all up singing and dancing. So that's a little bit about this table, and I'm not going to bore everybody with all the equipment and stuff like that. Maybe I'll do a nerdier one another time. But yeah, bandsaws, fly presses, and up we go here. So this is how all the metal arrives to me, by the way, and then I turn it into whatever's in my head. This direction. As we go up here, some of my really old stuff from the 90s. This is all about tribal modification, so they're piercing sort of different types of things. And through here is more inspiration, I suppose. I love collecting weird things. If I don't turn them into something, then they're kind of my inspiration. These will be eyeballs for a big creature one day. That's how I see that anyway. And again, I love glassware. That gets involved in some of the sculptures I do. And a lot of people donate me things, which is really kind. And I put them into the sculptures. It's kind of a little bit of an engineering room. If you don't like spiders, don't look up. It's not real, so it's fine. Some of my spine sculptures over here. And when I was making these, I wanted to make sure they're the most sharpest of sharp spikes, because of my name as well. And I just dropped them next door into the oak floor, and if they like sort of went boing, I knew they were sharp enough. Just watch your feet. And then through here, I love my skulls. So again, a load of them have been donated to me, or I find them on my little travels, all sorts of things. I've even got the other half of my cat's tail when it got amputated. There's a little pumpkin's tail there. So that's so cool with me. All sorts of things. This is really important to me, I suppose. This is my granddad's drawers and equipment that he had in his shed. I remember these when I was growing up as a kid. So it gives me great pleasure when I use some of the stuff, because he's part of it and whatever I'm making still. So nice one, Granddad. And through here, so this is what I call the apocalyptic room. And its name kind of suggests weaponry. So yeah, I make weird apocalyptic strange weapons, Mad Maxy, sort of all sorts of things. Some I forged and some I connect, with all the different bits and pieces. I get donated car parts. These are from like race cars and engines and bits and pieces. And then through over here, one of my inspirations, it's the original Millennium Falcon I got from when I was a kid. So that is proper old. I got to see it when I was 3 years old in the cinema, Star Wars, thanks to my dad. And it's reflected in. So over here, I suppose, is one of my most favourite tools, the plasma cutter. For those that don't know, it's kind of how I describe being a James Bond villain. You kind of press the button, zzz, and a plasma beam comes out. And you can just cut whatever shape you want. So really good, you just got to have a steady hand. And a lot of the students I teach, especially my teenage family, they're better than me. They're just really good with that. So that's kind of this range in here. And oh yeah. Okay, so are you ready for more? I'll talk you through. And by the way, just to let you know, when I first came here 20 years ago, I had just some hammers and an anvil. That's all I had. So I was lucky enough to get a grant and a scholarship to set this up, and a lot of passion and a lot of support. So to me, anything is possible. You just got to dream it, and I'm grateful every single day because this is my dream. We're going to go upstairs now. So you've seen all of this pretty much. This is the clean space. I kind of make it a little bit for my customers or clients to sort of see. This is some of the work I've done over the last 20 years. This is my little ceramics studio, because I'm going to be building a kiln very soon next year, and this is where all the chemicals are stored and my clay. And then through here is where some of my art is. Beware of the face hugger. It's alright, I think you're safe. It's one of my favourite pieces. I've always wanted to make a face hugger ode to the film. Yeah, there he is. He even came fourth in the Royal Welsh. I've never entered anything, never entered any pets in my life. So yeah, I was chuffed with him. And that's where it all began. So when I finished my degree in Bath, my first commission was to design and make the robot war trophies in the 90s. Still got one little piece. So yeah, that kind of gave me a little bit of a confidence boost, I suppose. What I'm doing now is much more sculptures. So this is something I've made the other day. It's called Eileen, after my nan, and it's a little woodlouse. So it's quite cute. I'm learning to sort of do more engineering and movable sculptures. So we'll leave that there. They are the best things on the planet. They clean up all the toxicity. So ode to them. I'm going to show you my bat. So if I was an animal, I definitely would like to be a bat. Again, I love seeing things move, and I can't wait to go to Australia to meet the fruit bats. That's on my agenda for sure. And then through here, more inspiration through bones. All sorts of like little bits that I've collected, kind of like fusing the bones with the metal as well. But yeah, a little bit like that, a bit more Star Wars. You've got to have Star Wars. And then when I want to be a grown up, I've got my chair and my office. And also, dun, da, 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 we have the bat phone for a possible Batmobile that I'm making. Then, apart from the sculptures above your head, we have the sculptures that were just in the exhibition this year in the MoMA. And that's when I first got really excited about ceramics about 4 years ago. So these are some of the pieces I've made over the years. And first bit of colour really, I never really worked with colour. So they sort of said you can't really fuse metal in clay because clay shrinks and metal don't. So yeah, of course I took that challenge on and I really enjoyed it. So we'll be writing a book about that, about how to join the two together, because it fascinates me. Ceramics and metal aren't that dissimilar really. And I've got over my fear of finding it so fragile. Whereas metal you can't really break, you can burn it, but you can't break it. So this is probably the first piece I ever made and designed when I was at Blacksmith in college in Hereford. And it's based on one of those little bugs over there. And then this one is called Anxiety, because I suffer with anxiety and it just feels that you can't breathe in it sometimes. So I made a forged an articulated rib cage to hold the ceramic lungs like gripping, because it just feels that you're fighting for your breath sometimes. And it's helped other people talk about it, you know. I think our vulnerabilities can often be our biggest strengths. So there we go. That's a little bit about up here. I always sort of stroke this because this is about our intuition. It's like rubbing the belly of a Buddha. I sort of rub this for a bit more extra intuition. The gut, and pretty much seen the whole of the workshop. So yeah, there is one more room, but that's called the Halloween department, and that's for something special, which I will show one day, but not quite yet. All right, thank you.